Hey guys. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. This is probably my least favorite video, my least favorite thing to talk about because it triggers a lot of people. And so I shy away normally from doing this video and honestly thought about not even including it in the list of videos. But it is something that I feel every person should know and be aware of because then you can make an informed decision. So chemical exposure. Chemical exposure is when you have been exposed to something that is not real. It is a synthetic chemical that can harm the body. And so we are overwhelmingly exposed to chemicals every single day by our products that we use, by our foods, by just breathing in certain air. Cleaners that we use, things like that. So we are the keepers of our home, and we have the opportunity to say, okay, I don't want this in my home. And the reason why a lot of people are like, well, it's just a little bit, but a little bit starts adding up, and then before you know it, your bucket of toxins is completely overloaded. So with chemical exposure, when your body has been exposed to chemicals, your liver actually does the filtering of those chemicals. So any kind of smells like chlorine, bleach, formaldehyde, perfume, fragrance, because fragrance is a biggie. I'll be honest with you, fragrance is a huge thing. Anytime your body is exposed to those things, your liver is what is going to filter out those chemicals. And like I said, if say, see how that's like almost to the top, if I was to keep adding in paper clips, then eventually it would spill out, okay? And so your liver is the same way, and your liver is supposed to be a filter. So if this is full, it can't do its job, and it can't make the things that it needs for your other organs to work. So it's very important that we don't overexpose ourselves to chemicals. And so by taking control of our home and making sure that it's not in our home, we can make sure that we're not being overloaded. When you go out in public, it's almost impossible to avoid chemicals. The chemical cleaners that they have, the sprays that they use for bugs, pesticides, things like that. If you go into a shopping mall or a government building or a school, anywhere like that, they're going to be using those chemical cleaners. They attack your olfactory system, which is your emotional center. It's also how you process smell and taste. So chemical exposure is a thing. Like it is a thing, guys. When we walked into the mall here just the other day, I honestly could not breathe because of the perfume. So we actually had to leave. These things, they candles, plug-ins, like the list can go on. Like I could literally sit and list everything. Candles, plug-ins, air fresheners, anything that has fragrance in it, your laundry detergent, your soap, your shampoo, perfume, all of those things can cause harm to the body. You ready to go out? Okay. To the endocrine system. Fragrance is one of those things that can wreak havoc on your hormones. So my basic principle of this video is not to give you a list of things to avoid. It is to make you aware that there is harm in being exposed to these chemicals. Fluoride, chlorine, all of these things, guys, can add up to health problems. And so whenever we're trying to get well, we want to address every possible opportunity that we have to see what could be causing us to be sick. So chemical exposure is one of those things that I look heavily at now. So, but I never want to pass judgment on people because, of course, we've all been there. We've all used the same stuff from the stores until we don't know that we shouldn't be using them anymore. So this is just an introduction to that. I'm hopefully going to have more information for you guys about this. So if you are curious and want a list of chemicals to avoid and why we should be switching out our products to non-toxic products, please feel free to reach out to me.